What is up, everybody? It is the Popper J, and I am back with some more Commander content due to the fact that that's been doing really well on my channel, apparently. So here I am to talk about Doomsday combos and how you can be able to play it in Carrick from Commander 2019. So this first little combo thing I'm going to show you, I think it's wrong actually, but it's very similar to what you do, is for blue-black, where you just go ahead and play through your deck. And just, after you Doomsday, which if you haven't read Doomsday, it searches your library for 5 cards, you lose half your life, you put those 5 cards, it's also the library and graveyard, you put them into your library in any order, so you can go combo off. So, if you draw your cards, you draw some more cards, gosh darn it, and then you just go ahead, draw your deck, then play Laboratory Maniac, go to draw a card, and you win the game because you got milled yourself out. It's a little dangerous, but it works. Lion's Eye Diamond will help with that. That's not part of the combo. It's part of getting your combo off. Helm of Obedience is good. This isn't good. It's a bad combo with Leyline of the Void. There's other combos just like that. Just get rid of the graveyard, but in mono black, this basically just comes down and kills one target player. All you gotta do is pay 2 mana and tap it, and then one player just gets milled out of the game. But this isn't that great. So what happens is Leyline of the Void says if your card will go into your graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. And this says, hey, put cards into your graveyard from your library, and so you have this many of something. And don't stop until you have that many of it. Well, if everything gets exiled before it really gets in your graveyard, then boom, nothing's gonna ever get into your graveyard. So, well, I think you have to put 3. But never mind. Yeah, this is a replacement effect, so nothing ever goes in their graveyard. So every time it would try, it would just fail, and then get milled out. But this is a tap ability, and this will only kill one player. This is fine in 1v1, but this is horrible in multiple matches, or multiple people matches. The next thing is Exquisite Bond combo. So this is actually kind of a bad version of the combo, because now we have a vampire that says whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. Why this is important is because you can be cheated out of your game. You can sit there with a 4-player pod. You get this combo online. You're like, okay, I gain a life. I will have you right there lose a life, and they'll be like, I concede in response, and now it fizzles and the combo stops working. Now if you have whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life, it will continue going unless they can destroy your enchantments. But that is called king making, and that is highly frowned upon. It is called bad sportsmanship, when you concede or change the game in a way that does not help you win and instead makes another person lose. That, not like discarding their hands and stuff, like I mean like literally refusing to let them win the game. Like, oh well, this doesn't help me at all, but I know it's gonna hurt you. That's called king making, and it is very rude. Also, similar to that is countering a spell that's going to kill someone else while you're already dead. Like if someone's gonna combo off, and you know that the board's dead on the beginning of the upkeep anyways, but you counter their spell to stop them from winning right there. Although you have no chance of winning the game. That's also frowned upon, because that doesn't help you at all. Unless you know that there's something else that can be done. Do not stop people from playing the game if you're gonna die anyways. Mikaeus, unhallowed, and triskelion. Okay, you need a sack outlet with this, so Mikaeus unhallowed gives whenever a human deals damage, you destroy it, but other non-human creatures you control get +1/+1 and have Undying. So that means when they die, they enter the battlefield with another +1/+1 counter, and they come back and they enter the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter. If they would die with a +1/+1 counter on it, they die permanently. Triskelion is a 6-mana 1/1 that enters battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. It has remove a +1/+1 counter on it. It deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Wait a minute. This actually... Oh wait, I think these combo all fine. Okay, so you can go ahead with just these 2 cards. Go Triskelion, ping you, Triskelion, ping you, Triskelion... Well, actually, no, I think you have to ping one person, then have it ping itself twice, and then it will die, and then you can, because it comes back with a... Never mind, I'm super confused, but as long as you have a sack outlet, you can go off. That's what I know for a fact, is because you can just take off the 3 counters, ping someone, it had no counters, it comes back from Undying after you sacrifice it, rinse and repeat, boom, 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 you kill everyone at the board with a triskelion combo. Same thing with a persist creature. Persist and Undying combo off as well. Persist says if it would die, it's basically the opposite for a -1 counter. So if it dies and it had no -1 counters on it, it comes to the battlefield with a -1 counter on it. So instead of getting stronger, it gets weaker when it comes back. But if it has Undying and Persist, it will come back with no counters on it at all because they'll cancel each other out. And that's how counters work. And it's a very interesting thing about Magic the Gathering. So I think this is one of the only, this is the cheapest, I think, Persist black card, mono black card that there is right now. And that plus Mikaeus plus a Sauk outlet plus any Blood Artist effect or any ETB thing will allow you to win the game. Or if it's viscera seer, you get infinite scry triggers because you have infinite sack outlet. That's just really good. Here's a good thing. Bolas Citadel. Bolas Citadel and Doomsday is really interesting. By the way, this is all meant to do Doomsday. You can Doomsday a lot of this together in order to win the game. But if you can hit Doomsday off of Bolas Citadel, you're going to have a fun time because you can play Aetherflux Reservoir, play some just dumb, cheap artifacts. Since it's Dividing Time, it's just usually part of the combo. You can throw it right there. You gain some life, and then you play Ever After. So you return up to 2 target creature cards, from your graveyard to the battlefield. Each of those creatures is a black zombie addition to the types and colors. Put Ever After on the bottom of its owner's library. I believe, unless I am wrong here, you can correct me in the comments. Because it says up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard, you can pick no creature cards and just infinitely cast this off the top of your library as Bolas Citadel. It's because it's going to shuffle back in. You get infinite cast while after you Doomsdayed, so you basically don't get milled out unless someone has a way to make you draw a card or something like in the middle of it. You don't lose the game. But yeah, so that means whenever you cast a spell, you gain life for each spell you've cast this turn. This is going to allow you to gain infinite life and then deal infinite damage by paying 50, paying 50, paying 50, and winning the game. Another way you can do this is there is the new Bantu that when it dies, it goes into the top 3 of your library. I believe if you only have 1 card, if you have 0 cards in your library, it just goes into your library. And if you have a sack outlet every time you play it, you can just continue playing it. But that is a little bit harder to pull off, especially if they kill your sack outlet or something dumb like that. But this is my interesting and I know works combo that you can also put together like almost everything but Ever After is a fine card. Ever After is somewhat okay, especially if you have a combo piece in your graveyard such as Walking Ballista and Mikaeus. I mean, you can throw that back onto the battlefield if you'd like. So Walking Ballista, you need a sack outlet I think for this, but so you can remove a +1/+1 counter from it, and it deals 1 damage to target creature or player. And Mikaeus, and then once this thing dies, it'll come back with a +1/+1 counter. But it also has +1/+1. So I mean, you'll have to find a sack outlet or a way to kill it or something. But yeah, if you have I think you need a sack outlet for this. I'm confused how you do it without having a sack outlet. Or I think you can also have. If you also have a Blood Artist effect, you also win the game with this because you can just have Walking Ballista ping itself. Yeah, so if you have a Blood Artist effect, you can go ahead and say, okay, Walking Ballista comes down from Undying, and it has has a +1/+1 counter and +1/+1. So you take that +1/+1 counter, you ping it. Now it goes to 1/0, which means it dies. It'll come back with a +1/+1 counter and get +1/+1. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Blood Artist will drain everyone out of the game. Also, in a sack outlet will allow you just to ping everyone out. So that's an interesting thing. But Keurig, Son of Yawgmoth, is why I'm talking about mono black Doomsday combos, because you can go off on turn 1 if you have an amazing mana start, and he also helps you do it turn 2, turn 3, turn 4. He is just he basically turns 4 colorless mana into infinite black mana as long as you can pay life for it. There are, if you didn't watch my other video, there are a whole bunch of other ways, like Dark Ritual. If you have Dark Ritual, instead of paying the 1 black, you just pay 2 life, and boom, you just add 3 mana to your mana pool, and you just keep on playing cards, and you just go off. But Yeah, he has lifelink. For each black in a cost, you may pay 2 life rather than pay that mana cost. Whenever you cast a black spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Keurig, Son of Yawgmoth, so he can try to help you gain your life back after a while. Which is honestly kind of weird that he has lifelink, because he's just like such a dark creature. I think they only did that to balance the card so you don't die to it. Although this card is not balanced. Although this is a really good card, it might be broken, but it's probably what CDH needed for a mono black commander. But if you can get 7 mana turn 1, which is actually fairly easy, you can go ahead and play Bolas' Citadel turn 1, or Doomsday turns 1, and there's other Doomsday combos you can do just to get there, and boom, you win the game. Yeah, it's really insane. Like if you can get 4 mana turn 1 in Keurig, if Doomsday is in your hand, you get to play it no matter what. Boom, you can go ahead and go turn 1. Turn 1, you can go Soul Ring, Mana Crypt, play Keurig, pay 6 mana for Doomsday, and do a Doomsday combo. You can even go ahead and move the Aetherflux Reservoir 1 down and just put the Bolas' Citadel right there. Play the Bolas' Citadel for like 4 mana, 5 mana, because you don't want to pay all your life that turn. And then you just go and try to go off right there. But there's also hitting it off of Bolas' Citadel. It's funny how the cards both combo with each other, both Doomsday and Bolas' Citadel. They are very similar cards in my opinion. Although they don't do anything the same, they both have triple black in their cost and allow you to combo off with your deck. So, and they go with each other. You can hit Doomsday and go ahead and grab Bolas' Citadel, or you can play Bolas' Citadel and go hit Doomsday. So I think they add some redundancy to the deck and allow you to use 1,000 different other combos to win the game. And also, Keurig will make Mikaeus Unhallowed a 3-drop, so you can... I think you can also, with 7 mana, win with Mikaeus and Walking Ballista and Viscera Seer, also turn 1, because if you can get 4 mana, you can go ahead and... If you can get 7 mana, you can go ahead, play Keurig, play Mikaeus, Walking Ballista for 0. I think this is really really hard in your hand. Good thing Keurig goes in the command zone. So Keurig, here we go. Here's how I'm going to try to win turn 1 with Mikaeus combo. Turn 1, Soul Ring. Turn 1, Dark Ritual. Well, I can Dark Ritual after the Keurig. So turn 1, Mana Crypt into Soul Ring. That adds 3. It's 4 mana. So I play 4 mana. I play Keurig. Then I pay the 6 life. Then I can play Dark Ritual for 2 life, and now I have 3 to my mana pool. Then after that, you play Mikaeus, and pay 6 life again. You play a Viscera Seer, and you play a Walking Ballista. You can pay X for play 0 for Walking Ballista, and boom, he'll just start coming in, and you can go infinite right there. So there we go. There's how you turn 1 Keurig with Mikaeus Walking Ballista combo. That's actually a really hard one to pull off. It is way, way, way easier just to throw down a Bolas' Citadel, because Bolas' Citadel is almost like a 1-card combo as long as you have top deck tutors in your deck, because unless you hit a land off the top, you're going to go through your deck. And it almost, even if the top card is a land, the next turn you get to draw that land. If the next card's a land, you play it off of Bolas' Citadel, and you also just see if there's anything in your hand that allows you to draw cards for the redundancy. And once you hit a top deck tutor, you can find cards like Necropotence that will help you manipulate the top card of your library. And so you can find stuff like Grey Merchant of Asphodel to get your life total back up. And you'll just find your combo pieces, you go ahead, you win the game. But yeah, this has been the Pauper J. I will see you guys in the next video. If you haven't already, hit that like button or that dislike button, because apparently people like that now. And subscribe unless you're like a loser. See you guys.